Good evening and welcome to another episode of Bridging the Gap. I'm your host, Vermont Williams, and tonight we have Freddie Benz and Miss D. Please introduce yourself.
Hey, I'm Dana from Dallas.
And I'm Freddie Benz from Las Vegas.
Welcome, Dana and Fred. So tonight, we're just having an open forum. So all of you out there that's watching tonight and want to participate, you can call in, ask myself, Fred, or either Dana questions, and we're just going to talk about whatever comes to mind. So let's start off with you, Miss D. Talk to me. Tell me something that's on your mind tonight.
Hmm. Why do people judge so much?
I like that. So is that question posed to
No.
me?
Just- but no, is that a good practice? Listening and not judging. Do you think that's a good practice? Do you practice that in relationships, in friendships? Or are you realistic? Do you judge?
I'm kind of misconstruing your question. Is it a question or a statement?
It is a question. I'm saying in relationships, whether it be friendships or, a intimate relationship, do you feel comfortable? Are you able to listen without judging? Or are you like most humans who judge?
So if most humans, as you allege, judge, then what would be the opposing side of that, in your opinion?
Again, had I not said that, you probably would have had an opinion, but I was trying to make sure you didn't jump in the deep end because most people are going to judge automatically. They'll say they won't, but they will, and they do.
So let me pose this question to you.
Sure.
What would you define as being judgmental?
Being judgmental is basically feeling some type of way, having a strong opinion, opposing opinion about what someone has said or something they have done. If you don't necessarily subscribe to that behavior, um, then you typically choose to judge.
So if that's the case, wouldn't you agree that most people, educated people, would be somewhat judgmental because they're 9 times out of 10 going to have opposing opinions?
I don't think it's about education. I think it's just about, who you are as a person. Some people may be able to do it, but they're rare and they are few and far in between.
So, what you think about that, Fred?
You got shifted. I see that coming. I don't know why people judgmental, but I think we all do it at one point or another, man. Like, for instance, somebody might be judgmental if they say, this black guy date this white girl. You know what I'm saying? But no, but I think we all do it. I don't think sometimes we try to do it. I just think it's kind of like second nature sometimes. We people watch, we view others' behavior, and we form an opinion sometimes. Sometimes it's wrong, sometimes it's right. Yeah,
Okay.
you know.
I have another question.
Mm-hmm. Uh-oh.
When when you're dating, do you
Uh,
feel like you should date multiple people or should you date exclusively?
so when I date one at a time, right? Even though we might not be in a committed relationship just yet, I got to see if you can be loyal to me before the commitment. You know what I'm saying? And even though I asked for that, I'll try to do the same thing. So if we feeling each other like that, even though we didn't make it 100% official yet, I believe in, yeah, get to see, come talk to me only. I'll talk to you only. Because me personally, this has been a problem with me and some women. I'll have a problem sometimes. You're out here talking to a bunch of men. I'm not going to sign up for it. I'm not going to be an option. I'm not doing that. I'm not going to be your Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday option that week. It's just not going to work. And for me, on the opposite end, if I'm getting to know a woman, I just don't got time to remember everybody's story, what problems, issue they got going on, what their schedule is. You know what I mean? You might say, I might try to make plans. You say, hey, I'm off on Saturday, and I forget. I'm like, what you doing on Saturday? You might, I already told you what I'm doing, right? But that's because I'm juggling too many people, so I can't remember. So I do believe in just doing one at a time. It don't take long to figure out if y'all got something or not. If it's not going to work, then it don't work, and just move on. But yeah. What about you, Ramont? You do multiple dating? What you do, serial dating, or what you do, man?
He looked like a serial dater.
Fred, don't jump on that bandwagon, man, because you know the rules can fall off. No, honestly, no. I've never done that. I don't believe in that because my focus is to build something profound. If we're just doing the friendship thing, that's one thing. If we're trying to pursue a relationship, then how can I focus and give you my time when my time is dispensed between so many other people? No, and similar to what Fred said, you may tell me something, but I'm so preoccupied trying to keep up with these other females, then I can't focus on you. I'm not going to be consistent, and that's what most women, require today. That men are consistent. Well, I dating multiple women, I don't see how a man can be consistent unless he got a Palm Palette and he's just notes all the time. And I don't see people running around it like that. So, if I talk to someone, it's exclusive.
And a bunch of money. I don't know how you can afford it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't.
Everybody out on the date. Yeah. I can't afford it.
Women are expensive. When it comes, even if we ain't buying gifts, just eating alone, unless you just got that Coke bottle physique and you want to just eat rabbit food. Oh yeah. And you got to have some credit cards. You're gonna have to do a little swiping here and there. So yeah, I understand.
But isn't it true that guys like to impress? You know what I mean? So it's not that women are just out here demanding, but men like to, if he is interested in a woman, typically he tries to impress her.
Not me.
By doing what?
Damn,
Hey, I can answer that fast. No.
You said, I mean, we going to Popeyes.
Hey. I think we lose. You got your old school stuff, man. Like when you dating someone, or we forget to spend time with each other. There is no more just pulling up, want to see each other, going for little walks and just talking, clearing your mind. Sometimes even like a morning walk. You know what I mean? Like we lose that. I think a lot of guys. I would say if you have no game, you got to rely on the money. You have no conversation, so then you got to figure out what else you can do. You can't really entertain her mentally, so first thing pops up in your mind is, oh, let's just go eat. Let's just go to a restaurant. We spend a bunch of money to show out that way. I mean, that don't take no thought to do that. Anybody can go do that. You know what I'm saying? But then you can have a man take you out to the nicest place. That might be the most boring dinner you ever had. You just learn to hurry up and eat and get up out of there now. So
That's true.
But
so what do you do, Miss Steve? Do you date multiple guys? Do you keep your options available? So
I'm the same. If I'm into someone, I like to date them exclusively, just like you guys. I don't have time to try to remember. I don't like a lot of, texting. And so, I like to be a little bit intentional. I want to get to know you, want you to get to know me. And quite honestly, you get to a point where you start, getting intimate. You know, you want to kiss a person. I'm not into kissing all the frogs to find my prince. It's just it's not that type of party. So yeah. Just,
Well, I'm talking about you're a very attractive lady, so I'm talking about wouldn't you want to spread that around?
yeah.
I don't mean mysteries. I don't. That's not. Let me reiterate that because that didn't come out right.
Please do. I think you should.
She's spreading around.
What I meant is you're a very attractive woman. So unless you're doing something exclusively, you would, look at different options.
Yeah, I mean, I meet guys, but to me, I feel like, I don't know, it's different in today. Guys don't really put forth a lot of effort and energy. They don't make it clear that they're, actually into you. I feel like they beat around the bush and they kind of, find roundabout ways to, show you, but they don't just verbally speak it. If I, I'm old school. I want to know, hell.
And why do you think, just in your opinion, I know you're not a man, but in your opinion, why do you think the men that you meet do that?
I mean, if I was a man, I wouldn't like rejection. I'm sure that has a lot to do with it. I give guys kudos because, it takes a lot of confidence to, approach a woman, and, say something and then be rejected. So I do understand that takes courage, but at the same time, it's also sexy. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, he confident. You know what I mean?
Well, I think you can kind of relate to this. I remember coming up that when women were attracted to men, they would smile, they would give some type of notice that they were interested without it being verbalized. Today, how do men, or how is men supposed to even feel that a woman is interested if he can't create a dialogue with her because she's stone-faced? I'm talking about. And Fred, this is true, man. We done went places, man, and I'm talking about beautiful women, and you're looking at them, they'll look at you and give you that cold stone look like, you better not come over here with that shit.
Then they're not ready. That's not the one. Because a woman is always going to let you know. She's going to give you the look. If you're looking at her, she's going to look back. She's going to smile. She's going to give you a signal. She will let you know. You know what I'm saying? But if she's sitting over there stone faced, do you want to talk to her anyway? She may be cute, but her attitude is stank. So leave stone face alone and go over there and talk to her friend who may be less attractive.
Well, no, we ain't doing no wildebeest. That's what we ain't doing. That ain't gonna happen. I know a friend of mine say there's no ugly women in the world. It's just some that's a little bit more attractive than others, and I totally disagree with that. So,
so what makes a person unattractive?
a whole bunch of things. so I'm gonna fall back in that judgmental category. I'm gonna be honest with me. It's a whole bunch of things.
So do you think women that wear makeup is that an enhancement, or do you think if you're ugly, you're just ugly?
Well, hold on now. If, you can put on all the war paint you want. You can't cover up ugly. You can wear as many wigs you want, weave, eyelashes. If you ugly, I'm talking about dirt, death ugly. None of that shit matters. Only thing women. But here's one thing that I used to feel when I was out in the streets, and I used to hang out in the projects. I would see, like, when the sun come up, because I did my thing all through the night. Sun come up, I see dudes that I never thought be creeping out of some of them. And when you look around, ugly women got kids too. So somebody got to be having sex with them.
Ugly women got the men. They all,
No.
Ain't a lot of them that's single.
No.
They stay booed up.
What they got, in my opinion, What
Talk
they got
about
is one or two things. They got some simps, or they got dudes that's got low self-esteem that just don't know how to get at females. Because me, okay, I may not be the best looking man in the world, but it's one thing I know for a fact. I'm not gonna roll over every morning and turn over to something that looked like Donkey Kong. I'm not gonna do it.
I think y'all both very attractive men. You guys are both very attractive, but I thought you were going to say they have access and EBT cards.
Well, that may be the case, but I don't look at women or try to date women based on what they have. You know, realistically, I don't know too many men that I associate. You know, Fred being one of them that we even think like that. You know, if you have it, you have it. I'm glad.
Well, I'm not saying financially. I'm saying access. They are easily accessible.
Well, shit. Well, I know it's a whole bunch of them say they're not, but their body count is like out there. You know, so you know, who's to say? Because if walls could talk, I think a whole bunch of people be in shame. You know, but I'm talking about people do shit discreetly behind closed doors, and you never know. See, but me being transparent, I let it be known right off the bat. I'm not interested in fat, ugly women. I'm not. So if you're not into working out and you're into all this Maybelline shit, I'm not gonna waste my time. I might talk to you about getting on the podcast, but that's about it. You know. Now, if I go through my cohort and he say, nah, we don't want her, you're gonna scare all the followers away.
You're gonna scare the followers.
So no, I'm not gonna do it. But you know, I'm talking about everybody has their preference and what they like. I'm pretty sure you like a certain type of man too.
You know,
What you like, the dad bod?
the dad bod is what you said. I think women are less strict when it comes to a man's appearance. You know, there are certain things that will make men attractive that are normally not attractive. Confidence being one of them. You know, the way they dress, the way they carry themselves. So for me, you know, physically, do I have to be attractive? Yeah, I would like to be attractive, but I don't want nobody to think he'd look better than me, to be quite honest. You know?
Well, let's welcome Roy to the show. Roy is family. So Roy, please introduce yourself and I'll tell you what the topic is and what we're discussing.
All right. Y'all can hear me, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. Roy Flanagan, to those that know me. My real name is Raul. That's a long story. I'll get into that on another topic. But I've been knowing Vermont for some years. You know, like you said, it's family, more like a big brother. I know I'm a little late, but I had knee surgery, so medication had me out a little longer than I was expecting. But I'm here to catch up and, you know.
Turn your volume down some, please.
Gotcha.
So we got an open forum tonight, Roy, and this is Dana. She's in Dallas, correct? Dallas, Texas. Fred is here in Vegas. He's a friend of mine, co-worker. He's also the president of the MC Club. And I think Roy participates in car clubs too, Fred. But we're talking about certain characteristic traits when it comes to choosing or dating people, man. So, you know, if you know at any time you can chime in. I kind of lost my train of thought. Dana, what was it that you were saying? She tapped out for a minute, but I'm pretty sure she'll be back.
She was saying something about not wanting a man that think he look better than her.
Oh well, yeah. Well, I'm talking about a lot of women like them pretty boys. You know, that you know, I'm talking about we're all gonna try to, you know, groom. That's just naturally if you care about your appearance. But I think what she's referring to is men that actually spend more time in the bathroom than a woman does.
Right.
You know, so I think those type of men, they may not be gay. I just think they're more in tune to their feminine side than their masculine side.
You're metrosexual.
I totally agree. I'm old fashioned. I don't believe there's such thing as putting a time limit on things, but at the same time, I come from a background where a man should get up early enough to get his day started. It shouldn't take that long. You know, I'm not going to tell a man not to do, you know, like you said, we groom ourselves, but I don't prepare myself to be looked at when I get up in the morning. You know, I prepare myself to work. Get up, brush my teeth, you know, the stuff that I was taught as a kid, you know, leading up to being a man. Wash my face, make sure my mom made sure I was greased up. That was one thing I couldn't stand it, but I understand it now today. You know, don't step outside looking unpresentable, but at the same time, you know, I don't need to be in no mirror for no 30 minutes, an hour, you know, no crazy stuff like that, you know, but to each his own. I totally agree, though, that a man shouldn't spend so much time in the bathroom, especially if it's on a day-to-day basis. Then that is a problem. That means you're more focused on what I believe to be the wrong things. I like to get up. I already know the challenges I face when I walk out my door as a man. So when I'm spending my time preparing for my, you know, 24 hours in a day, that's the first thing I'm thinking about is the challenges that I'm gonna have to face. I try to prepare myself for anything that's gonna come my way when I step outside my door as a man. Go out, take care of what I need to take care of to you know, keep a roof over my head and food on the table, but also make sure I am presentable. If you, like I said, if you have that much time on your hands as a man every day, then you're definitely thinking about the wrong thing, especially as a black man.
So let me ask you guys something. Where do you carry your wallet?
Y'all want me to go first? Okay, so I'm gonna be honest with you.
You got a Merce?
For the longest, I didn't carry a wallet, and my reason being is because you know, I don't want to sound like you know, a lot of people. Oh, I had it hard, I had it rough, but you know, I'm not naive to what goes on out, you know, out in the streets. So for the longest time, I didn't have a specific place because most habitual criminals work. They're some of the smartest criminals. They're repetitious, and most of them believe certain things. You know, we believe. Well, not we, because I'm not a criminal, but most criminals believe that men carry themselves a certain way. You know, we were taught to put the fork on one side of the table, put the spoon on the other side of the table. You know, we're taught to carry the wallet in certain pockets, taught to shake hands with the, you know, with the right hand. You do your dirt with the left hand. So criminals think that way. So for the longest, I didn't carry a wallet because I was taught that the wallet goes in a certain place.
Where do you carry your wallet now?
Now, but honestly, now that I've gotten older and I've learned that things in your back pocket can also alter the way you move around, I tend to carry my wallet in my front pocket.
Where do you carry your wallet, man?
In my front pocket.
Okay, very
when
good.
I carry it.
Very good. Freddie, where do you carry your wallet?
Back pocket. Wallet in the back, cash in the front pocket.
Gotcha.
I don't carry a wallet. All I take is 1 or 2 credit cards, my ID. That's it.
No. I'm just trying to see because you know, a lot of men out here are wearing the Merces, the male purses. So I was just trying to see what type of men you guys were.
No, we ain't doing that.
You know, that's one way to determine if you guys are metrosexual, you know.
Huh?
I can barely hear you now.
Purses.
A man purse, a male purse. I was trying to see, you know, men that are metrosexual carry the merces, the man purses.
No, I don't do that.
Nah, I don't do the man purse. I ain't. The word purse was enough alone for me not to deal with it.
Well, you know, they call it a bag or a sack or whatever, but it's a purse. They're getting bigger now. They're, you know.
Oh yeah, anything to make it sound legit.
Yeah.
A fanny pack is a fanny pack. I don't give a care what name you give it.
They got this guy out here, and I think, Fred, you may have seen him. I can't think of his brother's name, but he wear these same things that you're talking about, and I think it's like Louis Vuitton, Versace, and he really think that shit is fly. But to me, this is my opinion, that men that wear that shit, not only are they tap to their feminine side, I just think that they're just too flamboyant and too close to being gay. That's just my opinion. You know, so if that's being judgmental, then fuck it, it is. What's up, brother Drip?
Yo, how y'all doing?
All right.
Glad to be back. Glad to have y'all back.
Yeah. We got
What you think about the male purses?
Oh yeah, I ain't with it. No, don't do it.
You ain't gonna rock a little crossbody?
No, I ain't doing that. It's like I know that's that new wave, but I'm from the original wave, and we don't do that. You know, it's a lot of new things that's out that we don't do.
Okay. You rock the skinny jeans?
No, I don't do that either. No, I can't fit 10,000 in them. You know, I gotta have a wad. I can't fit a big wad in them.
Hey, I remember having this conversation at work, and we were talking about men that go and get their nails and feet done, get their eyelashes trimmed and all that type of stuff. Again, to me, I don't do things like that. But if men feel that's a part of their necessary grooming, then more power to them. You know, me, I'm just an average run-of-the-mill man. I'm gonna keep myself fresh, my hygiene's up, and just keep my facial hair trimmed. But other than all that other shit, feet and
Alexa,
nails and shit, I'm not doing that.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with a mani-pedi. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you don't want to get in the bed and you have rough feet. You know what I'm saying? You gotta have, you know.
Ain't never had rough feet, and then I shouldn't be judged by my feet. If I had rough feet, I could put them motherfuckers on the outside of the bed and still do it.
I mean, I didn't have a female, you know, do it at the house and rub my feet and get me right, you know, something like that. That's cool.
Yeah,
but I ain't scheduling no appointments and none of that, you know, and going with her, you know, doing none of that. No,
so you wouldn't go with your partner to go get a mani-pedi?
I mean, I ain't gonna lie. Like, I was like, okay, let me get my toes right. I'll have my sandals on, and my dogs look like they was barking. So, but yeah, I'm not, you know, I've never been by myself. And I'd rather have a little female at the house or somewhere to do it for me.
What about you, Freddie? You get the mani-pedis?
I've done them before.
Mm-hmm.
I don't get no regular appointments every 2 weeks or that like that.
right.
I never went in by myself though. I put it like that. I never went by myself to go get it done. It could have been somebody I was dating or seeing, and she was going and wanted me to come with her. And you know, at first I was against it, but then you got to do your feet sometime, man.
Definitely.
So let me ask you a question, Miss D.
Yeah, sure.
Do you prefer men that's more lenient towards masculinity, or men that's more, or men that's straddling the fence?
Well, see, there'll be no straddling the fence, but I definitely want a man that's in touch with his feminine side. Doesn't mean he has to act on those feminine ways, but just be in tune and in touch, so that he knows how to handle me. Because if you're going to always be, aggressive and hard, you know what I'm saying? That's just not going to work. You got to handle me with care. So I'm going to need you to like tap in and, get on my level.
So you're saying a man can't be masculine and treat you as a queen. He has to be in tune with his feminine side.
I mean, every man has a feminine side, period. So he just has to know how to manage those emotions. You know what I mean? I don't want someone that's on, on 10 all the time. You know what I'm saying? If he need to shed a tear, here's my shoulder. I'm gonna need you to, get it out.
What if your shoulder ain't big enough?
It don't have to be big. It just got to be available.
All right.
I don't know big ass shoulders, shit.
I don't want no big ass shoulders next to me either. That's good. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
It's one thing I admire about you is, Miss D, is your candor. I think beneath all your glamour and your sexiness and attractiveness, and I can go on and on. It's your candor, and I think when you're dealing with a lot of men today, or males, if you would, I think they may be intimidated by that.
I get that often.
So, because I distinctly recently having a conversation with you, which actually I was brought into, but I can see that happening. But I think that's the case with a lot of educated Black women. That's I don't even want to use the word independent, but women that have high self-esteem, that's sure about themselves, know their capabilities, their inabilities, as they move through life and assert themselves, that men have to be on point. And if they're not, then what happens is they usually get embarrassed when they meet women like you. I believe that, which I've seen it happen a lot of times, and I see it happening a lot when I'm out and about, and particularly in the workplace. Guys try to talk to these women and don't have a clue of what to say. And, the women, just pretty much laugh at them, so I don't know.
Now, for me, I get judged a lot. People assume that I'm a certain way most of the time. They think, no, seriously, this is all, I'm not talking about that. But no, I definitely get judged a lot. People assume that, I go out a lot, I hang out a lot. I'm doing this, I'm doing that, I'm dating all these people, but, and then they find out, if they get to find out.
Let me say something. Hold that thought. Somebody just text, I don't know if you've seen it, and asked, can they ask questions? By all means, ask questions. Anybody on the panel, if you have a question for, by all means, shoot your question. And if it goes in the comment box, I'll put it on if they can't see it. And if you choose to be on, then just shoot your email. Go ahead, Boo. Apologize for that.
Oh no, I would.
So you think men automatically assume? But I think now I may have been one of those men, so.
Judging.
But one thing I know for a fact, you made a strong believer out of me at the conclusion of the conversation that we all had the other night. So I better understand, I can better relate, and I know this for a fact. I'm gonna just stay out of Fred's conversations for now. So I'm gonna just stand in the background and listen and just keep my 2 cents to myself. So I don't know. But yeah. Where'd Drip go?
I think he's choking.
Choking off what, D?
I was trying to avoid that question. I ain't going. Like, damn, what I come back into?
You know, you be hitting under the belt sometime too.
Do I? I don't mean to. I apologize. I don't mean to offend anybody. I like to have fun, you know.
And you throw one of them low blows and then kiss at the same time.
like a Sour Patch Kid, huh?
Accent. Jip, were you choking?
Always.
See? I mean, it's true.
So I posed this question to you earlier, Miss D, and I'm gonna pose this question to everybody on the panel because as I understand it now, I could be correct. Fred, you're single, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Drip, you're single?
Always.
Roy, you're
Not at the moment, no.
okay. So you're the only
Watching,
one.
you didn't answer that right.
Well, I mean, it's difficult. It's
Complicated.
no, it ain't complicated. I hate that. I ain't gonna lie to you. I can't stand that term. It ain't complicated, but it's a work in progress. I'm gonna say that.
Well,
It's a work in progress.
Gotcha.
Here's my question. With everyone on the panel, in the near future, do you see yourself engaged in a promising relationship, or do you see yourself with the way things are going in the world? Okay, and I'm not going to get into this politic thing with Donald Trump because Donald Trump being the president is not going to change things in the world. In the political arena, yeah, but in life in general, no. So, do you see yourself, including you, Drip, and I know you're in the game, if that's the correct terminology to use. Do you see yourself, Fred, Miss D, Roy, in the not complicated situation, in a promising and productive potential relationship in the future?
Yep.
Explain.
I'm looking for it right now, to be honest with you. This dating and all this kind of stuff, that's for the birds. I'm tired. Like I said earlier, I don't want to know nobody else's struggles, problems. I just don't want to deal with it. I'd rather have one person deal with her problems and whatever she got going on, she deal with mine and keep it moving. It's been cool being single, being out there doing whatever I do, but that should get old after a while.
So let me ask you this question, Fred. So, and I'm gonna go to each and every one of you. I'm gonna go around, knowing as though you're trying to step out of the life. And when I say the life, I don't mean as a pimp or anyone that exploit or doing anything illegal. I'm talking about street life. And you're seeking this humble lifestyle that most men seek, and that's to be in a monogamous relationship. What qualities would a woman have to possess in order to enter your world?
I think with most men, we probably answer that number one thing probably be loyalty. I need someone loyal to me. I need, when I had them days that, I feel like, you got the world on your back. She's there to support you, make sure you keep your head up. You know what I mean? And just be supportive. Just like yourself, I think even with Drip too, we got a lot of other things going on in life. You know what I mean? And just having that woman by your side to keep you motivated. Because, a lot of us, we don't just do an 8 to 5 job and, we come home and the day over with and do it all over tomorrow. We get off and we on to something else.
Right.
pursuing something. So I just need a woman that's strong enough to do that. The whole submissive talk, man. I love a submissive woman, and that doesn't mean she's doing everything I say. That's not what I mean by that. Just a woman that loves to be soft. Let me be hard, you be soft. You know what I mean? And just nurturing, man. That's it, really.
So what about you, DG?
Well, at the end of the day, loyalty, of course. Somebody just to have my back and be in my corner, wrong or right, unconditionally. I mean, I ain't asking for a lot. Hopefully, not too much. But just to have that same drive as me, like I always said, when I'm with a female, I kind of like to have like projects and things going together with both of us, like we're building towards something. It kind of keeps me on the right track. So as long as we doing something like that, trying to conquer and accomplish some goals pretty much in life, that's what I like about it. Just the drive to try to keep something, something firm and steady going with us. That's it. That's enough for me.
Okay, so Roy, I'm gonna come to you last, and what about you, Miss D?
First part of your question, yes, I see myself being in a committed situation in the future, hopefully the near future. If not, whenever it happens, it happens. Second part, I would like somebody that is definitely trustworthy, someone that is respectful, someone that's open, someone that has empathy, because I need to be able to share and have them listen and understand my past and my present. Kind. But I also need someone that is secure and confident. I like a man that is confident. I don't like cocky too much, you know what I mean? But confidence is key.
So what's the difference in your opinion?
Cocky is boasting, bragging, just over the top, don't know when to turn it off. Confidence, you don't have to say shit. It's on you. You wear it, like the old people say, It's not in you, it's on you.
I think it's the other way around, but I get what you're saying.
On you, it's in you, yeah, whatever. It's
Yeah.
But that's important. I need a man that's confident.
Okay. So you, Roy, I understand you're the only one on the panel tonight that's in a relationship. So you being in a relationship, why don't you share with the panel what you feel would be the right, what's the word I'm looking for? I'm kind of lost words tonight, y'all.
Kind of like a perfect match. What's gonna make my household move and work right?
What direction would you suggest that people go when it comes to relationships, or at least productive relationships today?
Stay away from the politics in a relationship. And what I mean by that is you already know where I'm at with it, Pat. Me and you talked about it already. These women that want to try to build a relationship off of what they hearing in this music or seeing on TV. It's been going on for years. It used to be the soap operas. Women wanted their lifestyle and relationship to be like the soap operas, and now it's the Megan Thee Stallions and the Cardi B's, and I don't need a man. Which is crazy to me, because these same women that they keep idolizing are the very ones that we keep seeing. Which is why I say stay out of the way the riffraff of it. These are the ones that's getting shot in the foot and breaking up and getting back with the man and breaking up because they're cheating. But these are who our women's leaders are now today. They fell in love with this whole Rose thing. Sex toys have been around for years. But now all of a sudden the woman don't need a man. I feel like Fred hit it on the head. First and foremost, I need loyalty. It's not a sex thing. It's not a, men cheat more than women, or women cheat more than men. I need to know that the person that I'm bringing into my life and my lifestyle is gonna help out and not hinder me. I also need to know that she's not gonna just fall for any and everything that I do, because I know that as long as I'm breathing, I'm learning, just like she's learning. So I always have this saying that anybody that deal with me know, they always say, I want my woman. I'm the king and the queen thing. I believe in that too. And when I say that, my theory on it is, I want my woman not to stand next to me. I want her to stand with me. I want a woman that's going to be submissive, but I also want her to be truthful with me. Let me know when I'm getting ready to walk into a brick wall. I have some snakes around me. I've had some friends that wasn't friends, and I've had some things that a woman, just because she think I'm crazy about it, we cool, she just gonna roll with it, but she really sees something that I don't see. So I need a woman that's gonna come into my life and be submissive, but also be helpful and productive. I also don't want a woman that's gonna come in thinking that the only thing she got to bring to the table is what's between her legs, because we got tools between our legs too, and our tools work just as good. There's women out there that and that's just me being honest. So I want, like you said, first and foremost, loyalty. I definitely want respect, because I feel like we're losing that in our Black women, especially. They're forgetting the respect of a man, not just a Black man, but a man in general. We got women that feel like when they don't like what they heard, now it's time to step out of being a woman, and now we niggas. We both niggas. We ain't even men no more. We both niggas. I don't want that kind of woman. Let me know if you think I'm wrong. Stand on what you believe in, because I'm gonna stand on what I believe in until you show me wrong. But don't be so bullheaded to where we can't even communicate.
Well, let me say this, and in respect to what you just said, and I'm saying this in respect to Miss D, and you can chime in, Miss D, at any time. We were fortunate enough to have a conversation the other night, and I think she brought up something that had a valid point. I agreed to it, in part, and I dissented in part. And what I agreed is that a lot of time we men, we generalize things. And when we generalize things, we have to be mindful that it's your deliverance that makes women, particularly Black women, get defensive, because it's almost like we put them all in a box when they all don't deserve to be in that box.
Right.
Granted, social media has hyped up and publicized and promoted these women, but these women that's on social media are the minority, because most women that I know for a fact don't act like that, and they don't think like that, and they don't promote themselves as being sluts and hoes. They're not promiscuous, and the list goes on and on. But then you have a lot of women, and I've made this disclaimer on this show numerous of times, because I'm the one after the show that get the hits early in the morning. My notification is going off, ding, 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 and I never thought people would be up in the wee hours of the morning text somebody because they don't like something that they heard or seen on a podcast. But irregardless, my thing is this: women have a right to feel the way that they feel, and I respect that. But what women also have to understand is we men are human beings too. And we have feelings, we have emotions, we want respect, we want to feel appreciated just like they do. And when you demand something, and I say this all the time, you got to be willing to reciprocate the same thing that you're demanding. If you're not, then hey, get that dog or get that cat ready, because that's what you're gonna die with. Yep. It's just a simple reality. So, Miss D, if you like, you can chime in.
Yeah, I have a question for all of you, actually.
Uh-oh.
So Who said that? Was that Freddie?
Yeah.
Anyway, so what is your definition of submissive?
Go ahead, Drip.
Oh, you want to put me on the spot?
I don't even think he said it, but I'll have Drip go first.
Yeah, I didn't even say that, but I mean, definitely, it go without saying to me, just, we know we're not equal, and just play your part, I'll play mine, and I believe in that equally. Like, you have a role, I have a role, but now, please don't come through the door thinking because you can cook or you have sex to offer, it's going to take more than that, especially with a guy like myself. It's going to take more. I can cook, I can clean, I do everything. I'm independent, self-sufficient. So, the value to me, it has to be clicking. Like, we got to be on to something, but I don't want to get off topic. But submissive, yeah, she just pretty much, let me be who I am. Don't expect me to change. I've been in situations, they wait around down the line, they wait for you to change. They want to change you. I've changed to be with them. So they wasn't around for my journey, but obviously I changed to be with them and make something happen with them. But yeah, the submissive side, definitely stay a lady, stay a woman, have elegance of class, let me be the man. I always know the right way for us and the protector and the overseer. I listen to her opinions. What she got to say, it matters. It counts. She's a human being. She's my significant other. Yeah, it's a lot to go into. You just got to work at it. If y'all out there, if that's what you're aiming for, yeah, a woman do got to be submissive when you come through the door as a man. My opinion.
I totally agree. That's actually exactly where I'm at with it. I want my woman to be a woman and let me be a man. Even in the conversation.
What is submissive? What does that mean? What qualities do a woman have to have in order to display being submissive?
Not wanting to fight about everything. Everything don't have to be a fight. Sometimes it could be sit back and take a look at what you're saying or what's being said to you without always just lunging, even not necessarily physically, just, emotionally or just words back to back. There are some women and men out there, but there are some women that don't want to and will tell you flat out, a man can't tell me nothing. That's not submissive to me, because that would be me saying the same thing. A woman ain't supposed to do nothing but come in the house and cook and make sure my bath water ready. That's not the kind of woman I want, because that's the kind of woman that basically won't let me come in and everything is based on what I believe and what I think. And as a human being, I can be wrong. So being submissive from my point of perspective as a woman is allowing me to come through my door knowing that I just left up out of here at 6 this morning to go punch the clock, and knowing what I face out there and maybe sitting at home and taking care of the stuff that I can't take care of because I'm doing what I'm doing. Maybe get on the phone and, set the bills in order, have that, radio, whatever. When I come in, ask me how my day was. Don't always ask, well, who was that lady you was talking to? I just looked out the window. I saw, I don't want a woman that's always looking for trouble. I was always taught that if you look for trouble, you find it. I need somebody that's going to have trust in knowing that I'm going to bring 100%, 110% me home to you and allow me to do that. I don't mind a woman questioning, because if it look funny to me, I'm going to ask some questions myself. But when it becomes repetitious, every day is something. Every day. Why it take you so long to get home? What took you so long? You usually make it home at 2:30. It's 3 o'clock. I might have some roses in the car for you. Or I might have had to stop at my boy.
Valid question. If you normally get home at a certain time, I mean, I guess it's the way you say it. I mean, can you ask your partner how long? What held you up? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
she may have someone waiting on you. Shit.
And my partner is learning that yes, you can. There is a way to ask me, babe, everything okay? Yeah, right. I had to make a quick stop. Whatever. Don't come off snappy. Don't come. That's what I mean by submissive. If you have a question, I don't mind any question my woman asking me. Ask me whatever question you want to ask. But if you're continuously asking me the same question, then I need you to tell me what's causing you to ask me that. What am I doing that makes you ask me the same question you just asked me 2 days ago? Or you just asked me 3 days ago? What did you see, or what did you hear, or what's got you worried? What's
So
got you questioning my loyalty?
You never have come home and have a bad day. You never snap just because you can't find your wallet, your keys.
That's fine. But when it becomes a normal thing, a regular basis thing, that's a problem. Everybody have bad days, but understand that what I can say about my lady is when I have them days, she allow me my little space. And then when I finally calm down and got everything together, or finally find my wallet, because it's happened, she'll come and talk to me. Now, I need you to know that the way that you approached the situation and you came through that door made me uncomfortable. And I'll listen to her and I'll be like, you know what? I ain't even realize it. I was so wrapped up in what just happened before I came to the door. My apologies. I'll work on that. And we move on about our business. But when you got that one that just keeps sweating you in your ear, that little fly, I'm not dealing with that.
That doesn't have to do with being submissive, because submissive is basically being obedient, compliant, docile.
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
It depends on the way you look at it. I'm not to cut you off, but that's because there's a difference from submissive and obedient. Obedient is what you demand from your animals, from your dog.
That's, if you look up the definition of submissive, obedient is it's definitely a synonym. It's in there. Yeah.
I get you, but that's not what I want in my woman.
Right. I mean,
I want a partner. I want a partnership. I don't want a job.
Out there like submissive, I think that word is overused, because most men don't want a woman he can run over and just talk to any kind of way. You want someone that has a brain and
has an opinion. Exactly.
Right. But if there's other deal breakers, that things like, nobody wants somebody to argue. I don't want a man that's always fussing, because y'all have a tendency to do that too. You know what I'm saying? But I think it gets put on women a lot more than it gets put on men about our attitudes. But men, you guys have attitudes as well. You get in bad moods, and sometimes we're responding and reacting to your mood. But for some reason, we judge and we don't listen.
In some cases, and in some cases, you just got a woman that just don't want to do nothing but find something to fuss about. And it goes both ways. There's some men that are just grumpy ass old men. This man just ain't never happy. He always fussing. He always upset about something. So I totally agree with that. I understand that, but I've had, like I said, I don't like to put people on blast and on the spot or whatever. So I try to avoid situations. But I've been in situations where you had that woman that just wanted to. It was always a competition thing. It wasn't a partnership. It was a competition. Well, I'll pay more than you pay. You pay for this bill and I pay for that bill. I feel like you should be paying more. I don't believe in that. I feel like if the bills are a certain amount of money, we do what we need to do to pay these bills, and we move forward. And we figure out a way to come up with a system where we can have some extra money to the side where we can treat each other to some things, outside of just paying bills. I want a relationship, not a job. I got a job when I step out the door, and not just a punching in job. My job, stepping out the door alone, is a big enough job than for me to come home in my comfort zone, in my castle, and feel like I'm punching another clock.
Let me chime in here, if I will. I think what Miss D, the question she was really posing is this: the word submissive have truly been misconstrued by both men and women, because the way some men may interpret it means that a woman has to be completely subjected to his demands. Women today, based on the evolution of our culture, are not going to be submissive in that way. I think women do possess the qualities to honor a man, be respectful to a man, appreciate a man, and the list goes on, but yet she's not going to be a doorstep to a man. And if a man is thinking in those primitive terms where women don't deserve to be anything but pregnant and barefoot, then they're sadly mistaken, because women today are not accepting that. And
Not
I
at all.
think, you know, I think men have to look at women not as an equal, because I don't look at a woman as an equal. You know, I may treat her as an equal. I don't look at her as being an equal. It's two different things. So I'm gonna respect her opinion. She's gonna have a voice. You know, I'm gonna consult with her. She's gonna be my confidant. You name it. But yet, in the same token, you know, it's just a matter of the ideologies and the perspectives you have in life is how you define certain things. Because
Right.
I know for a fact, I don't want no woman that I can just walk over. I really don't.
And times have changed. We know we both got 9 to 5s. We both bringing home the bacon. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? Back in the day when you were a stay-home wife, or if that's the dynamic of a current relationship and you get the opportunity to stay home, then that dynamic looks a little different. But if we both come working, you know, hard, we out there, don't expect to come home and dinner be ready. You know, if you got home before me, you may want to cook dinner.
Oh, I cook. I take
Or
pride in
figure
it.
it out.
I take pride in it. I cook.
You know,
But I don't want a woman to think that that's what it's going to be all the time. Like you said, you beat me home, and then
why
if
not?
you
Why
go,
not?
you can.
If you love to
Right.
cook, why not do it? Because you like to
I
do
love
it.
to cook.
But then just cook.
Well, here's something that I know for a fact. A lot of these pretty women today are not very domesticated. They have no domesticated skills. They can't boil water, you know, and it's serious. And so, you know, how most single men feel today, you know, we do laundry, we cook, we clean. Most real men, not pretense males, will actually come home and let their woman take a day off, rub her feet and say, babe, relax. I'm gonna cook the dinner tonight. I'll do the laundry.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'll make sure the house and the kids are taken care of. That's what real men do. We don't need that expressed by a woman what a man is, because a woman can't define what a real man is. All she can do is define or give her opinion, the characteristic traits that she feel a man should possess. And I get tired of hearing women say, well, a real man, well, I've been laying down with you tonight and you don't have a dick. I'm sorry.
Right.
You know, we're not sword fighting in the bed at night. So, you know, either somebody got to stick and pull, it's got to be either or, but it can't be the way that a lot of people trying to make it out to be. Like this lady, I think it's Miss Domino, said, there must be balance. We don't need to come in trying to worry about who's the strongest, and compete against each other. We need to come in and say, well, you know what? This is my partner. This is the person I chose to be with. So whatever it takes to make it work, I'm going to compromise. I'm going to give just as much as I'm asking for. That's a balanced relationship, in my opinion. But when you come in with all these high demands and you're not willing to reciprocate none of the shit you're demanding, then you're disillusioned. You're not coming in my fucking house making no demands, telling me what I can do, what I shouldn't do, what type of man. Because if you feel you're more man than me, get a mustache, grow a beard, get a dick sewed on, and then get out there and get you some pussy. That's how I feel.
There it is. That's kind of where I'm at with the submissive thing, to answer your question.
So
that's interesting.
Is it?
I mean, I don't know. You know.
I got a question for you, Dana.
Okay, go ahead.
All right. So I hear this a lot now with women saying they're looking for a man to be a provider. What's your definition really of a provider? Now, sometimes I hear it, and I think it get taken out of context with some women are saying providing. To me, my definition of providing with a man is, this man got a roof over your head. He might have a car for you to get back and forth to work or drive and get around, and there's food on the table. Maybe, you know, have some money clothing you and things like that. It might not be the biggest house. It might not be the best car. It might not be the most expensive dinners, this and that. But I think it get overlooked when we use that word providing, comparing it to how others can provide versus how this man can provide. You know what I mean?
Right. I think there's definitely levels to it, depending on the person's status and, you know, what they have, and, you know. But for me, I think as far as a provider, that's someone that's not selfish, you know, someone that is willing to, you know, put in just as much as he wants to get out of it, you know. And it just depends. Like, you know, if I make more money than the guy, you know what I'm saying? Then there has to be some other ways that he can show up, you know. I typically don't choose to date guys that make less than me, but you know, if it happens, you know what I'm saying? He needs to step up in other ways, but he needs to be not selfish, because there's a lot of men that feel like they don't want to do anything over and beyond what they typically do. You know, if we go on a date, I may have the money, and sometimes I'll treat. I have no problem treating. It's not a problem. But my man is going to want to take care of the things that just take care of things for me. Doesn't mean that he's taking care of everything for me, but he's going to want to do things for me to make me happy and to make sure that I'm taken care of. And vice versa.
Okay. So when you said you normally wouldn't date a guy that make less than you, why do women say that?
Because most men don't handle it very well, you know. They have an issue, because if you can move a little bit differently than they can, it's a problem, you know. And that's why it typically doesn't work out.
So say if you made 200,000, this man made 150. You wouldn't date him?
I'm not saying that, you know. No.
So if a lot of women won't date a guy that make, let's just say they don't make as much as them. Let's say you come super successful. The higher you go earning, do you think that limits your number of men you can date then?
Oh, absolutely. The pool gets much smaller. We have to compete with a lot of things. White women is one of them. And you know, I'm sorry, Freddie. I love you. No, women have to compete with a lot of things. So yeah, I'm saying significantly. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, you know, I'm not saying if you're over a certain tax bracket, you know, it kind of all looks the same, because the way they take taxes out, you're going to be kind of dropped back down. I'm talking about, you know, maybe someone that's working at a fast food place. That's probably not where I would start. You know, it doesn't necessarily work for me, you know. And if you don't have car, your own place, and things like that, those are things that are just not going to work in most situations. You know, I don't want anybody to come in, live with me, because I need to see how you choose to live. You know, what can your money afford? What can you afford? Now, it doesn't have to be grand or luxurious, but I just need to see you be able to take care of some responsibility and know what you're capable of handling.
Mm-hmm. I just want your opinion on that, because I only date women that make more than me.
I heard that. Sugar baby.
Yeah, baby. And trust me, I ain't even trying to be in competition with her. She can win.
I heard that. Ain't nothing. Listen, preference. There's nothing wrong with that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, I'm just joking on that. But I don't have a problem with it. I don't care if she made way more.
Right. Me either. I don't need to know what you make or whatever. I need to know that you're going to be, you know, a partner and not a asset. That's with me. I'm the same way. I don't. I just got out of a marriage. Well, not just. It's going on 3 years now, but 25 years strong. You know, we did what we did, and she got like I said, I ain't gonna put her out there like that, but she got a job working at the post office. Well, I've been in the security field for years. Worked at a hotel, working security, but also did private security. She got their little post office job, and the dynamics changed out of nowhere. Once the dynamics changed, all of a sudden, the way the household was being carried started changing. Needless to say, led up to us getting a divorce. So that's why I always, you know, that's why my answer is the way they are.
Yeah. So do you think you changed in any way?
When she got the job?
Yeah.
Honestly, I did, but it was because of timing. I'm gonna try to explain it without getting too far into detail, but She got the job at the same time so I worked at the Hard Rock at the time. It's the Virgin now. I'm still there. But it was the Hard Rock. We were closing because we got bought out. Just so happens the week that we closed, the whole COVID pandemic thing hit. So we were supposed to only be closed for a year and then, come right back to work, pick right up back where we left off at. I had saved up enough. On top of that, with the unemployment and all that, I felt like we were said okay. Just so happens she got that post office job and she started doing different things. Like I said, I ain't gonna put too much out there, whatever. Because everybody, there's a side to every, two sides to every story. But she had a boss. And this was all new to me. Like I said, we were married all these years and our system was working. Her boss, well, this is what I was being told. Her boss thought it would be okay to call her at 12 o'clock at night to come into work at 3 and 4 in the morning. And then she getting home at 7 o'clock that next day. We had a house full of boys. Like I said, I like to cook. I love to barbecue like most men do. So, especially my younger one, he's asking me questions I couldn't answer. When mama coming home? Son, that's a damn good question. She finally get home, and like I said, I'm be honest with you. Yeah, I changed a little bit, and as time started progressing, I started seeing where I might have had to, it might have contributed to it or whatever. I didn't think about, she left this morning at 3, 4 o'clock, and she just now walking in at 7. And she might be a little tired. So it was time. And like I said, keep in mind, I was the one, and don't get me wrong, she was working, but I was the one coming home and doing the man things or whatever. So now that I'm spending so much time at home because of COVID, we can't do nothing. Nobody wants to hire right now. I'm cooking, cleaning, and I got my sons asking me, when mama coming home? You talk to mama? No, I haven't. 1 week led to a couple of months led to about a year, and next thing I knew, we was getting a divorce. I wanted to know why this man felt like it was okay to call at 12 o'clock at night and why you had to jump every time. I understand you just started this job, but it was a job that you've been doing, the way the post office and UPS and all them work is they start you off with the seasonal thing. And then you gradually start working your way into it becoming a regular 9 to 5. Right. So she had been doing the same job.
So she can secure that job because that was probably the best job she ever had. And it made her feel confident in herself and it provided her some type of security. You know what I'm saying? But that's the thing in that dynamic when women do tend to, It was a little more to it. She also had a little help from some friends. I'm saying we're going back to the whole, making more, making less money. You know what I'm saying? And we get a sense of confidence, because sometimes men make you feel inferior when they are the breadwinners. So when you do start to make a little bit more money and becomes a little self-sufficient, y'all don't take too kind to that.
So
it didn't bother me. It didn't bother me until she started using it as her weapon for some of our arguments. Oh, I just pulled up in a brand new truck. You still driving that same old? Well, I feel like if it ain't broke, don't fix it. This car, not only does it work, it's doing what it needs to do for me, but I actually like the car. So there was no need for me to go buy a new truck. You know what I mean? So when it became my job is bigger than yours, my pockets is fatter than yours, that's where the issue came in at. Because when the roles was turned, there was no conversation about whose pockets was the fattest. You understand what I'm saying? There was no arguments and debates on, well, I feel like I'm the breadwinner of the house. There was no breadwinner when you was just doing nails.
Roy, let me say this.
Hold on. Before you say that, Pap, let me log back out and log back in. So whenever my phone rings, it turns the volume down so I can't hear nothing.
Oh, okay. Let me say this for the record, please, if I may. Statistics have have proven, and I know this to be a fact as a man, that when men acquire wealth and fame, they look for women to share it with. In most cases, it's women that don't have substantial wealth or status. On the flip side of that, and it's not all women, but a lot of women do this. Once they acquire a certain amount of education, social status, and financial well-being, then they start putting these criteria on what a man has to have. And if that man doesn't meet certain standards, don't have a certain income, then they're not interested in that man. So it's a double standard. And when people do that, because I think it was Tiana just texted this, I don't think men try to compete with women, not real men. You know, when you got males that have insecurity issues, they may try to compete with a woman. But I'm talking about if a woman is making more than me and we're in tune to each other, we're in a partnership, then it's coming into the same household. Who cares
Exactly.
who makes? You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Let's get paid. We're not having these trivial arguments and conversations over who pays bills. Then it's all good. Shit.
Yep.
Let me hold on. Y'all continue this. I got somebody at my door. I'll be right back.
No, but you said a real honest thing. You said, you know, she changed and you changed as well. You know what I'm saying? And that's normal. But I think a lot of times when we have these conversations, instead of just admitting the fact that you contributed to the downfall of your relationship as much as your partner did, you know, we want to, you know, point the fingers here and there, but it definitely takes two, you know.
Right.
That woman changed, but you said you were changing because you were taking on more of the household duties. You didn't
No. That's
you didn't like the fact that she was being called into work at late hours, but she was trying to become a permanent hire on a job. And if you
it wasn't that she was. Let me stop before you get too deep in it, because that ain't where I was at. It wasn't so much that I was taking on more of the duties. The duties that I was doing, I never changed the dynamics of what I was doing. I've always cleaned. If I got free time on my hands, we at home. I first of all, I mean, I'm not that kind of guy. To be honest with you, the kind of guy that you just said you can't stand. I'm the same way. I don't like the look at me person at all. I'm not that dude. I'm not the look at me, but I do take pride in who I am. I keep a clean house. I can flip this phone around with you right now. I keep my house clean. My bed, I make it up when I get up in the morning. I keep my house clean. So I did that even before she had the job. Like I said, she did nails. That was the job that she was doing at the time. She was doing nails. She wanted more money. No problem. So she pursued a job in postal service. I didn't have a problem with her wanting to better herself or wanting to be promoted or get higher up in where she was at. I had a problem in the dynamics. It was changing within our household as far as a family, not the physical cleaning, not the cooking or whatever, because I did most of the cooking anyways, because I liked to, not because I had to. It's just what my boys and my kids like. They'll tell you right now. It's like what they like the way Pops cook. You know what I mean? So it didn't change that. There was times she came home after all them hours and she still cooked. She had something she wanted to eat, and that ain't what I had on the menu that day. So she still cooked for the whole family. She did her thing, you know. Like I said, I guess the only way to explain it is if I go ahead and just be truthful with what it is. But what I meant by her dynamics change was she had some friends that their lifestyle wasn't like our lifestyle. They wasn't married. They also some of them didn't have kids. And one of her main friends not only wasn't married, but didn't have kids. That was one of the people that she confided in when it came down to her needing to know answers. This woman can't tell you nothing about what we've been doing for 25 years because she's never experienced it. So this woman likes to hang out in hotels and spend women's night every weekend, 4 days, 5 days away from home. And my wife at the time decided she was missing that out soon. So, which was no problem, but it was times where she would make these plans and I wouldn't find out about them until the day of, or there would be an argument leading up to, oh, by the way, I'll be gone this weekend. We got a room and I'm not going to tell you where it is because I don't need you coming to look, which I was never that kind of person anyway. I've never been a jealous person. But at the same time, I feel like she felt like telling me that her and her homegirl made plans for the weekend was her asking me. I told her, I don't need you to ask me nothing, but it's a respect thing. I'm not going to just up and make plans for me and my homeboys to go to California for 4 or 5 days without letting my woman know, hey, this weekend, me and the fellas talking about taking a ride up to Cali.
I'm not laughing at you.
No, you good.
Somebody said it sounded like she was cheating.
Like I said, I ain't gonna put too much out there, but you know, that's still neither here nor there. Stuff started showing its face. I'm gonna give you an example. She hated shell-toe Adidas. And I know this is gonna sound real petty, but when you hear it, you're gonna understand where I'm at and why I start asking. Her problem, from what she's saying, her problem with me with the relationship, what was the demise of our 25 years, was I started asking too many questions. Case in point, our whole house was sneaker freaks, from my kids all the way down. You know, we all like sneakers. She hated shell-toe Adidas. She absolutely could. She didn't even like the way they look, let alone wear them. One year for my birthday, when this spiral started happening, she bought me a pair of Air Force Ones, which I've never really been a big fan of. I'm starting to get accustomed to them now, but whatever. Bought me a pair of Air Force Ones for my birthday, right? About 2 weeks later, I'm cleaning up, doing my usual. I come across this receipt. Now I'm backtrack before that receipt. She went to go pick her check up one time, and her and my kids came home, and you know, young little kids, you know, they had no filter. Mom, who was that dude that walked up behind you and covered your eyes? She kind of shushed him. He wasn't trying to get her in no trouble, nothing. He just wanted to know, who's that dude? And then he said he liked your shoes, which I did start noticing. She started buying more and more shoes and buying more stuff. But I took it as she got a job, you know, where she's got a little extra more money. She's just, you know, treating herself. No problem. Back to the receipt. I find this receipt. There's my pair of Air Force Ones she bought. There's a pair of shell-toe Adidas, her size, which I seen her wearing one time. I'm like, damn, when you start liking shell-toes? That almost became an argument. And then there was another pair of shell-toes on there, size 13. I didn't know nobody wore size 13. And it was the same exact style as hers. So I asked her when she came home, this your receipt? I knew it was her receipt. But I said, you got this, the receipt that these are my tennis shoes for my birthday, right? Yeah, why are you asking so many questions? I'm just asking because this is that other pair of shell-toes that I seen you wear a couple of weeks ago that you never liked. But then you got this pair of 13s on here. Who was the pair of 13s for? It turned into a whole argument. Went to, the guy behind the counter told me that they had a deal going. You buy 2 pair, you get the other pair half of all this other BS, right? So I'm like, okay. Usually when they do that, she was like, yeah, and you said you get half off, and then if you just return the pair of shoes to get your money back. I said, okay, well, number one, usually when that happens, they reprint you a new receipt. Where's the receipt that shows that those shoes were returned? I said, number two, if you return that pair of shoes, they're not going to give you, because that's the whole purpose of you buying the 2 pair and getting the other pair half off. So they're not going to give you full price for a pair of shoes you got half off of. She started looking at other places that there's no damn way in hell a receipt would be under, like the refrigerator. Yeah, so I started asking questions. So when things start not looking right, you know, at first I let a lot of things slide. Okay, you just spent 18 hours at work today.
Right.
But when things like that start happening,
is cheating a deal breaker?
Is cheating a deal breaker with me?
I'm asking all the men. Is cheating a deal breaker?
Of course. Why wouldn't infidelity be a deal breaker? You know, I'm talking about, you know, if you want to be in a polygamous relationship, then, you know, of course you have that right as a human being. But cheating, to me, I wouldn't have no understanding about it. You know, I've been married twice and I divorced twice based on that infidelity. So no, yes, it's a deal breaker.
I feel like it's a deal breaker because if I let that go, there's no way in hell my trust for you is going to be the same. I'm going to always be, if it don't smell right, it don't taste right, it don't look right, I'm instantly going to go to what you've been doing.
Right. What about you, Drip God? Is cheating a deal breaker?
I mean, you do something like that, I work hard as I can to present myself on a professional level, of course. And I come along and I ain't doing that to you. And of course, I don't deserve that because I feel like, what you do can be done to you. But if I ain't doing that and coming at you like that, and that's your biggest, accomplishment or move that you can pull behind my back and you feel like you've, benefited. I mean, definitely, I don't need you around me. Your trailer park, you're low budget. You're just not on the wave with me. I'm reaching out for higher heights. And if that's all you can go do is lay on your back, and, I mean, or get on your knees, you and that man could have came out with a plan or got a food cart or got a business, anything. The best thing you can do is just go do that to me. And I ain't doing that to you. Of course, you're out of here. You're out of here. You're low. Your value is low. Your standards, your morals. Yeah, you're out of here. Period.
What about you, Fred? You're on mute.
You're on mute. Fred, you're on mute. You're on mute, Fred.
I'm trying to respect the show, not have no outside noise, but yeah, no question about it. She out of there. There ain't no talking about it. I don't need no understanding. I don't need the story, the explanation. I don't care. It's done. But I will say I do see women a little stronger than men when it comes to that. I know some women that tolerate it. Not saying they will constantly tolerate it, but I've seen men cheat once or whatever, and the women would stay in that relationship with them. But
I do agree with that.
He cheated one time.
Have y'all cheated?
He gonna go.
I have. I ain't fair to sit in BS at all. I mean, I'll be.
Did you cheat on the 25 in that 25 years?
No. No. Now I will admit I've made some cheating gestures. I'm gonna say that. But
backpedaling and pussy popping.
sleeping around on my wife, I've never done. I didn't sleeping around on. I never done. I did make a mistake, however, and I'm gonna call it a mistake because it was a situation. It happened, and she had every right to do and feel however what she felt like feeling. I had a
way. It must have been cheating.
There's different ways to cheat. I totally agree with that, but like I said, in my situation, I didn't necessarily call it cheating, but I do agree that it wasn't right.
It was cheating. Okay.
No, it wasn't cheating. I had a female that I used to date years ago. It didn't work out because it was a long distance. She was in college and I had kids in Vegas, so neither one of us was ready to make the move.
You were giving time, attention, conversation to another woman besides your wife, entertaining. It is cheating.
Cheating. I get what you're saying.
Period.
I get it.
Yeah, you cheated. Okay.
So let me
okay.
Because you shot a few good ones tonight. If I may say myself, I've been kind of in and out. So how many of your associates, including yourself, have actually cheated or desired to cheat and didn't cheat?
I can't speak for everybody. I can only speak for myself. I was in a marriage and I cheated in my marriage because he cheated on me. You cheat on me, I might just cheat on you.
Two wrongs don't make it right.
And then that's why I left.
Well,
because I didn't get married to cheat. So I knew it wasn't something that I wanted to stay in because this is not why I got married. So, I'm gonna get my lick back. We gonna, I'm just that petty.
Well,
So let's not play games.
Let me let me ask you
I
a
did not
question.
cheat first. I'm very loyal. I don't.
Ass. Okay.
It doesn't matter who cheated first.
Yeah, it don't
Oh,
matter.
yes, it does.
No, it doesn't.
Oh, it matters.
Listen.
Shit.
Two wrongs don't make a right, because he did
Make a
something
wrong
wrong, and then she went did something wrong to try to counter what he did. That's not
No,
right.
it
man.
wasn't. It wasn't necessarily counter. Here's the thing: if you're cheating, and I'm not getting the time and attention, what do you expect me to do?
Leave.
Leave.
I did that too.
Leave.
But
No, but you just admitted yourself. Now you just contradicted yourself, because you
No,
just
I didn't.
said
I cheated.
you said you didn't do it to get even, right? But before you said that, your words were,
Oh yeah,
I
gonna
got my
get
lick back.
Exactly. No. Yes.
So why
Here's the thing. It's not
me-
in that situation. It's not. That was my situation. I was in my 20s. I was very young.
Oh no.
The person I am today is different. But at that point, yeah, I'm getting my lick back.
That may be true. You may be today at 50 plus as opposed to 20 plus, but I'm talking about cheating is cheating.
Oh yeah, it's cheating. I cheated. Yes, for sure.
I've never understood why so many women, not all women, try to deflect when they do something wrong. If a man does something wrong,
it's a reason for it.
and he commits infidelity, then you have a choice to leave. I'm talking about you take it upon your heart to do something malice and cheat.
Absolutely, because he took it upon himself to disrespect his wife numerous times.
So
when I was pregnant
why
and everything else. So mentally, I checked out of the relationship.
Okay, you checked out, but body-wise, you didn't. Body-wise, you didn't. You wouldn't spread your legs for a whole different guy because of something that your man did.
Right, just like he was slinging dick for a whole another couple of bitches. Shit, what do you think this is?
You say, nah, the truth should be told.
Right. Listen, hey, I'm gonna be honest. You know what I'm saying? I was in my 20s. This man was 7 years older than me. You know what I'm saying? And at that point, I didn't have a lot of experience in relationships. I was very naive. You understand? The only examples I had of marriage was what I saw on TV. So I thought everything was going to be perfect. You know what I'm saying? I thought he was going to take out the trash. I thought he was going to be a provider. I thought he was going to be all the things that I thought. And he was none of those things. He was very verbally abusive, disrespectful, and he cheated.
How long did it take for you to learn this?
We were only married 3 years. It didn't take long.
How long were y'all together?
3 years. We got married really quick.
Wait a minute.
That was fast.
So you were in a relationship with a man that had no characteristic traits that you desired as a woman, as a wife. He didn't show you or display those at any time, but you stayed with him for 3 years.
21 years old. What the hell are you doing?
You were an adult.
He was grown.
Come on now. The man you are today is not the okay, Miss. You listen. You got a little checkered past, buddy. So let's not go there. Listen, we need to go back. We listen and we don't judge.
Oh, you got to be quicker than that.
We gonna reel it back in.
Yeah, right. Don't sit back in that chair, Ramont. Judgy. Yeah, but no, at that point in time, yeah, it was a situation, and
Okay,
it didn't. Yeah.
Here's the thing. When we talk about moral aptitude, we talk about principles that's instilled in us, the things that we acquire in life from right and wrong. When someone does something that's disappointing to us, whether it's infidelity, it's being disloyal, it doesn't matter. Once you become an adult, either you're an adult or you're not. You do the right things or you don't. To say and try to justify what you did based on what was done to you, to me, doesn't make sense. You know,
well, it makes perfect sense. When you're in your 20s and you do things and join gangs and you do things that you know are not what you're supposed to be doing, you do them anyway. You suffer the consequences of your actions. You know what I'm saying? But you did it. You probably wouldn't do it today, but you did it.
Yeah, but that's like saying because you were in your 20s, you didn't know no better.
Absolutely, you didn't know it. Come on,
You
now.
did know.
You telling me that? So what you're saying then is that when you cheated on your man, because you were in your 20s, you didn't know no better to be cheating on your man. You didn't
I
know
knew it
that
was
you
wrong.
were
Don't get
doing
me
the wrong.
I knew it was wrong. I'm not saying that it was right. It was the right thing to do. I knew it was wrong.
So
But
then it's not an age thing.
That was that's the only person that I've ever cheated on.
Okay.
Let's be clear.
And I can accept that. But what I can't accept is you saying, well, I was young and I was 20.
I absolutely. Absolutely. I was young.
I'm with Ramon on that one. You at 20 some years old, you grown enough to know right from wrong. So
okay, so you've never made a mistake because you cheated, didn't you?
I made mistakes even recently. And not them kind of mistakes, but I've made mistakes. As long as you're a human,
But why did
you're gonna always
when
make
you cheated?
mistakes.
Why did you cheat when you cheated? Why did you choose to cheat when you cheated?
I'm gonna be honest with you. There was no excuse. There was no she hurt me, so I'm gonna hurt her back. There was no.
You ain't gotta say what I said.
Yeah, there was no. I've cheated in my past a couple of times, but there was never because honestly, because it looked tempting. It looked a nice ass. The mood I was in at the time. There's many reasons. There's plenty of reasons I cheated. You know what I mean? I'm not for to sit here and sugarcoat it and come. Well, I was a saint until this one lady did me like. I'm not for the. That's bullshit to me. I'm not gonna do that. To each his own. I'm not judging you, but I'm not for to come up with no excuse. I might have been out. I seen something that caught my eye. I apparently caught their eye. I was in the moment.
Weak for the flesh.
Call it what you want to call it.
Let
me and
say,
Mr. Johnny was thinking, and we went for it.
Let me say this. I'm looking at the comments, and it's only obvious when you have this type of dialogue that women are gonna kind of lean more towards the woman. And I have to say this with all the factors involved. Dana is the aunt of Tiana, who's a friend of mine, and she's also one of the cohorts on this show. Women have to keep in mind that oftentimes, you do allow men to cheat knowingly, and then you forgive him time and time again. But men don't have to do what you do, because when a person commits an immoral act, then you have the sole discretion at that time to say, I'm accepted or it's done.
Well,
you can all times with that person. If you women choose to let a man constantly go out and sling dick and cheat on you and do immoral things, then that's on you. Shame on you. You can't say that when you do it to a man, that a man's supposed to do what you do. Because if a woman, my first wife, I got my 4 kids by, did it, okay, I divorced her ass. My second wife did the same thing, but she didn't cheat sleeping. She just did it through social media. I divorced her ass. I don't have to give you a break because you choose to give breaks, because I'm talking about my principles are different. So, please quit saying that what men do, because what men do, if it's cheating, it's wrong. If women do something that's wrong, it's wrong. It's simple as that. Quit sympathizing and jumping on
coming up with an excuse for why. There's always a why with most women.
There's no excuse or why. You do what you do. But I feel like men make excuses too. You may have not chosen to do it today here on this platform because where we're at with this discussion, but you guys make excuses all the time for the reasons you cheat. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't make it right. It doesn't make it wrong. And
but that goes back to me saying it's not a sex thing.
How you choose to respond.
That's why I say it's not a sex thing. Right. I feel like it happens both ways. There are men that are sitting in prison right now because they were straight loyal and they caught their woman cheating, and now they're sitting in prison because they did something, they reacted to it. You know what I mean? So it's not a man or a woman thing. It's a moral thing. So cheating is cheating. I don't care what you got between your legs.
So who cheats today more, men or women?
I honestly think women. And the reason, and my reasoning for it is because it has been shown, it has been proven that women are more emotional than men are.
That's not true.
Women are more emotional than men are. And so women tend to be a little more sneakier than men. We get caught doing dumb shit. I'm gonna own up to it. Men get caught because we slip up and do dumb shit. A woman will take what she did with another man to her grave. And there's women that will cheat time and time again, and you will never know. Ever know. Women are a little slicker with it. So that's why it just seems like the man cheats more, because we get caught a lot quicker than women do. We get caught doing the crazy shit. Caught with the broad in the car with us.
I don't even think women are slicker. I think men just don't pay as much attention.
And you could be right. But could that be because men have more to deal with than women do on a day-to-day basis?
No,
Oh, she did it.
that's absurd.
It ain't absurd if you look at it. Like I said, when you step out of your door, let me say this, and I don't want to get too political or whatever, but when you step out the door in the morning, do you worry about being slammed on the car by the police, or a woman walking up to you going, "Hey, where you from?" Because you got them colored shoes or this. Women really don't have as much as men have to worry about. I think
that's
learned
the environment you in. I mean, I don't know a whole lot of men, especially if they're carrying themselves a certain way, that walk out the door worried about if they're going to get slammed on the ground by the police. That's typically not in a day-to-day situation. Now, if you're carrying yourself and presenting yourself a certain way, then that could be true. You know what I'm saying? But there's things that we deal with that men don't deal with. So I think.
I know. You being broke. You got women being mistreated on the job site by men and women nowadays. You know, I know y'all have a lot of things to deal with, but and it's not necessarily the environment. I've lived on all platforms, from the suburbs to the hood, if you want to call it, the projects, whatever you want to call it, and people are very judgmental, especially when you're black. We lived in a neighborhood where I had a 9 to 5. I actually came out, when I walked out my door, I walked out in a suit. There was a lady that lived across the yard from me. Ironically, her husband was cool, but she wasn't. Her husband was a Northtown police officer. We had Rottweilers. It was just my choice of dog. I like Rottweilers. We had 2 Rottweilers. They were very friendly. They were also trained. That lady has seen me and my kids walk these dogs left and right. But because I was a man of size, I'm 6 foot, not too big. As far as in the black, we don't see that. But other races tend to see that. At the time I was, well fed. I was fresh out the military. This lady sent the police to my house multiple times. She accused us of having dogs that were vicious and they were barking every night. The police came over saying that our dogs were barking. And at the time that they came, this particular time, the dogs were in California because I also bred them. So the dogs weren't even home. I've seen this millions of times. I've seen it leaving work in my security guard uniform. Matter of fact, the time that I got tased, I had on my entire security uniform, badge included. The guy that called the police, that's on the news now, he called the police because some guys were breaking into his house. The police get there. You clearly see the guy scuffling. The Hispanic guy has the knife. They killed this man in his own house, and he was the one that called them for protection.
Well, we know, man. I'm talking about. It's a proven fact that in society, when it comes to genders, that men particularly have to contend with a lot more adverse things than women do. That's a given. But when it comes to relationships and cheating, cheating is immoral. It's not principle based. And most times that people cheat, in my belief, in my experience, is based on lust, just plain lust. People do it. A lot of people don't plan it. A lot of people say, well, it just happened. I don't believe things like that. But,
Yeah.
you know that, Dana. I'm talking about.
I don't think it's just based on lust.
What do you think it's based on then?
Because I didn't cheat because I was lusting after a man. I cheated because the
not
man
all.
was. Yeah,
Not
but
all.
I'm just saying he was emotionally there. He filled in the gaps. When you're not being told, that you're pretty or attractive, or you're not being paid attention to, you're not spending time, you're over here doing whatever, and someone is giving you that time and attention that you're out there giving to somebody else, that's not lust. That's filling a void. You know what I'm saying? We all do things for different reasons. It's not definitely lust. And I don't think women cheat better than men. I think men just don't pay as much attention because they normally feel like I'm the man. You understand what I'm saying? You know, unless it's blatant. And I think for more women, you know, sometimes we're just paying attention. We watch those little things.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
He didn't ask who cheated the best though. He asked who cheated the most. I totally agree with you on that.
I
He
don't
didn't
think
say he
either.
cheated
I think a cheater is a cheater is a cheater. You understand
Right.
what I'm saying?
I agree with that, but
You
he
know,
said
whether women cheat
who
more
cheat
or
more,
men
men or
cheat
women.
more, people are out here cheating. Period.
Yeah,
You know
that's a
what I'm
known
saying?
fact.
It doesn't really matter to me if men cheat more or if women cheat more. The fact is, if you've done it or you're doing it, you do it. It's done.
So let me ask you a question, Dana, and I want you to be honest, if you will.
I will.
Given some of your indecisions when you were younger, inexperienced, lack of knowledge, if you will. Now that you're more educated, more seasoned, if you were in a relationship and your man cheated on you, what would be your response?
Oh, this is something I can't tolerate. You know what I'm saying? A man gave me a whole nother ring that belonged to somebody else.
No,
He took his ring back and gave it to
hold
you.
on. Hold on.
Bullshit.
Yeah. Well, listen.
It wasn't grandmas or ancestors.
No.
Hold on.
Matter of fact, me and the girl took a picture with the same pose showing off our ring.
The same ring.
Shit. I just so happened, and here's the thing, I'm not even a social media type of chick. You know what I'm saying? But for some reason, you know, man, they like, oh, I need your Facebook. Back when I was on Facebook. And I was like, okay, cool. I just feel like some things you just need for yourself. Whatever you're going to do, you're going to do. I don't need to check your social media. If somebody inboxing you, telling you fine, and you feel like that's where you want to be, then that's where you should go. But you know, he wanted me to have his social media. He wanted me to know he was on Facebook. Okay, great.
You still
So
haven't answered.
now I'm gonna look. I'm gonna look. So I'm going through, and I'm just so happen one of my friends are looking. We find that's supposed to be X, right? We see the X. You know, I'm sizing her up. I'm like, okay, she different. You know. My friend looked a little closer. She go, isn't that your ring? We blow it up.
Always the friend.
Yeah, right.
Go, girl.
Yeah.
It's
That's
really,
something I don't tolerate. Again, when I decided I wanted to be divorced, it's because I felt like I didn't want to be in a marriage where it was based on cheating, because I did not get married to cheat. So I decided to leave the relationship. And so now at this big old age, it's just unacceptable. I don't deal with it. Haven't dealt with it since.
So what would you do? Is my question.
Oh, I'm leaving. I'm out.
So
you ain't gonna get your get back.
I don't need to.
I know.
I'm too grown for that. I don't have to listen.
I'm gone.
As grown as I am right now, I don't have to lie. I don't have to do any of that. I tell it how it is. Listen, this ain't gonna work. I'm not doing that. Now, it ain't that at that point, if you choose to want to still try to pursue after I done told you that this ain't gonna work, it ain't considered cheating because I've moved on. But typically I don't even move on that fast because I don't even get into situations that quickly. So therefore, yes, I'm out. I'm out. It's a deal breaker. It's not happening. Nope.
Hey, I want to pose this question right here to, I don't know who these ladies are. Fred, maybe you can give me some insight to, I know who Miss Domino is. I don't know who this dime piece juicer Shanada, because she seems to be the one that's very opinionated. So my question to you, Miss Shanada, whoever you may be, if your opinion is so strong, and I think most of your opinions, looking at what you've commented on, is gender based. So if that's the case, why don't you just be a guest on the show and let us all get a chance to refute some of your perspectives?
Come on the show.
Let's talk about it.
Come on over the show now.
Because what gets me is these women that get on here, and I'm gonna say this again. This show is basically for entertainment purposes. It's not, none of us on here is getting paid. I don't get paid with all the money that I've spent on all this equipment I have.
I want to tell you guys that YouTube did pay me this time. I'm just playing.
But
Well, give me the link. I need it to.
I don't like it, and it bothers me when women throw stones in the dark. I'm talking about, I know Fred does it, I know Tiana does it, and me and you talked about it too, Drip. We ask people to be on the show. It's okay to comment because we got an open forum tonight, but a lot of times these comments are so gender based on the woman that's on the show. Almost every woman that comes on jumps on the bandwagon and sympathize with whatever's said. And I don't think it's fair to men, because basically what we're trying to do is create a dialogue and bridge this disparity that men and women have with each other. And all you're doing is when you do that, it's just pushing us farther apart. Not that I take it personally.
Is she wrong for agreeing with me? I mean, that's not
Hello?
jumping on the bandwagon. That's, our thoughts can be in alignment. Is that possible?
Thoughts in alignment, it doesn't matter what title you use to define it. It's a bandwagon. Thoughts, alignment, it doesn't matter. It's all the
But you
same.
guys' thoughts align. But that's the thing. You guys have similar thoughts and opinions on the same subject.
On what?
Cheating.
Well, you didn't hear me get on here and confess I cheated on nobody.
Call 1-800-CHEATERS.
Shit. So no, I'm talking about I've been cheated on.
So you've never cheated.
For what?
I mean, that would be for whatever reason you feel like you had to. I don't know.
Question. For what?
Why would I know your reason?
Okay, I'm telling you. For what?
That's answering a question with a question.
No, it's not answering a question with a question. No. And the reason
Or
being
what? What is a question?
okay. And I'm telling you, no.
Okay, that's the answer. Thank you. Appreciate it, Ramont.
I'm talking about this right here to me is
Put a 1 in the comment section if you're a cheater and you've been a cheater. Put a 1 in the comment section. Put a 1 if you're a cheater and you've been a cheater.
It's just funny to me because so many people, Drip, and me and you had this conversation the other day when I was at work. These women and men too, because I've asked a lot of them to be on the show, and I know Fred has too. They talk so much shit about women. Women talk so much shit about men. Okay, let's be on the show. Let's put it on a public platform and get consensus on it. They don't want to do that, but you have people as this Miss Sims, Shanada. I think I know who this is too.
Welcome back.
Huh?
Tiffany said she's a recovered cheater. She can't help it.
But how can you bridge a gap when you're constantly putting the differences out there? That's not bridging a gap.
No. Listen, Dana. Listen. You can define it, you can twist it, shake it up any way you want to. The whole purpose of this podcast is to create dialogue to bring about resolution. You cannot talk about things and get a resolve unless you talk about them.
No, I understand. I mean, I would love for there to be another woman on here to give her perspective.
Well,
However, if that's
Dana,
not where she wants to be, then she's giving her perspective from the chat.
Quit throwing stones from the dark, because what I'll do is next time when we got a show that's going on, it's not an open forum, then I just cut the comments off. There
Right.
you go.
I can't see him, so I'm good. I'm good.
But
Yeah,
I don't see not one coming.
it's a done deal. But what I'm saying is out of respect, because everybody that attends the comment section is a friend of somebody on this panel.
Right.
Am I right or wrong? So out of respect, we're asking if you want to talk, you want to give your opinion, come and be on the panel. Don't throw stones from the dark, and try to preoccupy us or distract us from a topic based on your opinion. That's all I'm saying.
Right.
Come get on the show. Put your cash apps up there. I'm gonna send you $1 to come get on the show.
I think that's why but the comments are the comments. You guys asked if anybody had questions. You know what I mean? Although they're not answering questions, they're just providing their opinion. They're
just here to learn and leave their little 2 cents. That's okay, because it's good. Like you say, the dialogue, we need that. I like the feedback, whatever, right? Negative or positive, it don't matter. Everybody's gonna, have their opinion, of course.
Right.
And that's okay. It's cool because it generates algorithm, to the show and the comments, and they go out in the universe somewhere, and they go out in the satellites, and people like, yeah, we like that show. So that's cool. Tiff says she a recovering cheater. Last night.
I'm right there with you, Tiff. I'm a recovering cheater.
Recovering cheater.
I can't even say cheater. I
Recovery cheater.
So,
I'm calling 1-800-cheaters on y'all.
mm-hmm.
Joey Greco right around the corner. Hit him up.
For real.
Well, here's the thing. I'm gonna say this in closing, because we've done this about 2 hours. I don't have to go to work, but it's been fun with everybody on here, and I'm gonna direct this specifically to you, Dana. I have a great deal of admiration for you. I respect and love your perspectives, and I enjoy the dialogue. And at no time do I ever want you to feel anything that I say is directed in a derogatory way towards you or any other female. It's just my opinion. We're just talking, and some things I'm gonna agree with you on, which I did tonight, and some things I'm gonna refute. And I have that right, just like you exercise your right with some of the things both me and Roy have said tonight. So if you have any friends or colleagues that would like to attend the show, by all means, invite them on here. The more women on here, I think Fred will become more active. My boy, he just be sitting in the background. He don't be saying nothing. But when we have more women on, he's more active. So I'm more proactive when it's less. And like I said, my job is to create the narrative. I welcome all your opinions. I got a great deal of love for all of y'all. I really do, from my heart, because you've made this show a success. You helped take it to another level, and we all share in the success of this, because I give accolades to Fred all the time, because Fred came on board. We talked, he believed in my perspective, and not that we agree on everything, because we don't. And what you seen that the other night, he kind of threw me under the bus, but hey, I respect that. That's his opinion. But let's keep the show on a positive note. Let's never lead a show with any ill feelings towards each other. Like I said, if I've said anything derogatory or condescending towards anybody on the panel or anybody in the comment box, please accept my apologies, because that's not my intention.
Somebody asked a question though. They said, what do you think of a female that's a part of like a social club and they're around other men that do music or MCs?
Well, let's put it up
about motorcycle club.
Oh, motorcycle club. Oh, okay.
Fred, I'm gonna let you take that.
You go ahead and take that.
I don't do it.
Roll it on 3.
I'm not dating no girl in the social club. I'm cool. I'm not
No
interested.
girl on the set.
No girl on the set. I'm cool. Because like she said, she has like a kind of allegiance to her, whoever she falls up under, that MC club. she always gonna be around a bunch of men, and the MC clubs, you know, there's a bunch of men always drinking and shit. And I don't want my girl around that, and they obligated to be there too. So I don't want that. I'm cool.
So that doesn't apply to me, right? Fred?
Nah, you can. I'm just not gonna do it.
They gonna catch you. Come hang out. We shoot pool tonight. Gonna catch her. Somebody gonna catch her.
So you know, again, Dana, you say you have colleagues and friends, so you know, bring them aboard. You know, I welcome everybody, and you know, we're gonna keep pushing forward. And if anybody at any time, if you can't get a hold to me, get a hold to Fred. If you have a specific topic that's based on relationships, because that's what we want to keep the nucleus of this platform is relationships. I know sometimes we kind of stray outside of that, but you know, I don't want to. It's two things I don't want to get into on this podcast, and that's defaming or demeaning anybody's sexual preference, and I don't want to get into politics. Okay, you know, we can reference every now and then, but you know, to take on a whole conversation based upon politics, that's not what this show is about. You know, it's, as you said, Dana, is to try to create a dialogue and bridge the gap between this great disparity that we have between men and women, particularly Black men and women. So each and every one of you bring something unique to the table. Your perspectives is well admired, well received. I love you for your individualism, and I just hope that you will continue to be a part of this. You know, so again, I want to thank you, Fred. As always, you know, you my dude, man. I love you. Roy, you know, you family, I love you. Drip, you my boy, man. I ain't never met you in person, dude, but you know, I'm talking about when I tap into you, you're always there. And Dana, of course, you know, you're that foreign queen. You know, I have a great deal of love for, you know. So with that being said, Thursday, I think Miss Tiana will be back. So if you have any specific topics you want to talk about, let me or Fred know, and we'll set it up for Thursday. So what we're going to try to do is, if you like, Fred, what do you think? Start going on at 7 instead of 8? Is that okay?
Yeah, I think that'd be cool.
Yeah, so because I know a lot of times people have to go to work. So if we go at 8 and we kind of run over, because we've been on over 2 hours. So if we kind of run a little bit long, you know, it still give people time to get off, make their phone calls, and do whatever they need to do. So with that being said, again, I want to thank you. God bless each and every one of you. You know, I love you, and thank you for being on. And if you're going to be on, are you going to be on Thursday, Miss D?
Sure.
Okay. So hopefully you can become a regular. We might have to give you that title, Queen D.
Oh, no.
This is why every time I see the thing, that's who I see on there. So
You gotta stop judging me there, though. God, my guy.
You know what? Hey, stay
my
tuned.
guy.
I'll contact you as soon as we get off live. All right. So we're gonna bring this to an end. Thank each and every one of you. Dime Peace. Is it Shonda? Huh?
Who?
Shanda.
Oh, that's LaShonda.
Shonda.
That's LaShonda.
Shonda, Miss Domino,
Shonda's married. Hey, girl.
Tiffany, Tiana, everybody that commented. Thank you all for being a part of the show. We love you, and we look forward to seeing you on the next episode. So until next time, all of you be safe. God bless you. Take care.